What's up guys, Josh aka Savage Hydra here, and welcome back to Dark Souls. In the last episode we had a bit of trouble with some jumping, but did end up managing to get our way back to the Undead Asylum to get a particular ring. It was the Rusted Iron Ring, as well as getting the crest shield here, which is really nice for reducing magic damage. And this episode, I'm going to be heading off to try and get another ring, and to do that, we are going to go down this way. Now, one thing to be careful of down here is there's going to be a Titanite demon. You can pretty much just run past him. You probably don't want to fight him at this point. Well, him is probably a stretch. But you can just run out. He can't get out here, and now you're pretty much safe, despite all the lightning. So I'm gonna head on this way, and we'll see some new enemies as well. The Titanite demons won, but you see there's these plant people. And they're not too tough. But if they catch you with certain attacks, they can do a lot of damage. And especially when they swarm you as well, because there are times where you end up facing quite a lot of them all at once. There it is. Yeah, there's one around here. And you can deal with him. And these guys do have drops as well. Speak of the devil and the devil shall appear. So you can increase your body. Purple moss clump, so let's have a look at the purple moss clump. Medicinal purple moss clump reduces poison buildup and cures poison. So these guys drop items that will cure you of poison, which is important for later. Mind you, a fair bit later, but later nonetheless. So we can deal with this guy, let him come over to us. So we're decently strong, so we're killing these guys somewhat fast. There we go. So with them, put his body again. Oh, so we got all the blood. We have all the moss clumps now. So I'll unequip them. But the blood red moss clump reduces bleeding. And the blooming purple moss clump reduces, also gets rid of toxic, which is basically a fast-acting poison, really nasty poison, and that is something that we might have to deal with at some point later in the game. So, be wary of amazing trap. Oh, right, yes. Right, okay. So, there is two things here. There is a locked door and a path. We're doing neither of those today. We want that bonfire, which is hidden a little bit sneakily behind this illusory wall. And then we have a new bonfire to rest at. I've been thinking as well about potentially trying out some new things apart from the club. Tool display. I don't have the dexterity to wield those. What else do we have? Gargoyle tail axe. Don't have the dexterity to wield that either. Don't have the strength for the great axe. So I might put a couple of points into dexterity just to like show you the halberds and the tail axe and all that sort of thing. What's our strength? What's our strength stat right now? 18. Okay. Just to show you guys some like extra things. And there's an item there that's hidden from us. No. See, these guys can have quite a reach on them. So. There we go, you're dealt with now. And we have a large soul of an enemy soldier. Always nice. Deal with this guy again. Not too much of a problem. But we are going to get a nice fair few items today. Oh, that was a bit of an I don't know why that happened. And we lose an item because he fell down there. But that kind of just happens with these guys, so... Deal with this one. It's fine. No drops from him. Now I want to go up this way. And you can see there's a few things that we can see already. So we can head down. We have a few nice things to get. Now that first glow we see coming up for us now. So we're now in Darkroot Basin rather than Darkroot Forest. But this first glow here is actually a crystal lizard. So I want to get out to this thing and there we go. So we get some twinkling titanite and titanite chunks. So remember, if you miss him, don't worry, he does respawn. But now that I've killed him, he doesn't respawn. So there's just that to be wary of. And now we can head down here on our merry way. And we've got a couple of options. You can continue downwards there. But I'm going to come up here and drop down and grab the leather armor. So I'm going to actually put some of this on because now we have some things we can actually wear. So a bit of extra armor is always nice. Let me see, what does the leather armor compare to the Holy Soldier? That's actually really nice. It's got some good resistances on it. It's much lighter and only 2 weaker than the Holy Soldier, so I think I'll put the leather armor on. I think I'll do with the leather armor. So that's fine. And then we can just drop down again. So I want to probably drop down here is probably the best place. There we go, we don't take full damage there. And now there's a couple of things. We can go up that way, and I do want to do that. But first of all, I do want to come this way. And this will be the first time that we are going to deal with a Black Knight, who is right there. And this one, I believe, has a halberd. Yeah, he's got a halberd. So we're going to just pull him and unleash him up into this nice large area up here. So we've got a bit of space to fight him. And see, we're not doing much damage. This might take a little while. But if you get some backstabs in, it'll be much easier. There we go. So that's nice. Yeah, this guy's pretty strong. It can potentially take you a while to get used to the Black Knight attack patterns, and they can very easily break your stamina. But I've dealt with him quite nicely. We got a blue titanite chunk off of him, and no other drops. So each of the Black Knights that you find in the world have a small chance to drop. They all have a guaranteed drop of a certain type of titanite chunk, and they all have a small chance to drop the shield. All of them have the potential to drop the shield and the weapon that they're holding. And the Black Knight weapons tend to be very, very strong, particularly for early game, well, mid game, because they have high requirements for your stats and incredibly high base damages, but fall off with their scaling. So they make very good kind of first playthrough weapons, because you just need to basically get the stat requirements for them and then just upgrade them, and you can invest all your other points into vitality and endurance for your stamina. But we can pillage this corpse and get the grass crest shield, so we'll have a look at that. Now this is a very, very useful shield. It doesn't have 100% damage reduction, it's 95. It has some decent magic reduction, but the biggest bonus comes from the grass crest, which is lightly imbued with magic, and it will slightly speed stamina recovery. So what I'm going to do is equip it in my second slot, and if we trade it over, we see we gain this effect on us, this particle effect. So if we exhaust our stamina, oh, that's Estus, I did not want to do that. So if we exhaust our stamina quickly, you can see how quickly that regens. So we trade out our grass crush shield. And it restores a little faster, which can be useful in certain situations. Like about now. So where's my talisman gone? There's the talisman. So the one thing we do have here is another bonfire. Always nice. And I think we can level up. Yes, we can. Oh, just about. So I'm gonna put. For now, I'm just gonna even out my vitality and endurance, get a bit of extra health. But otherwise, I'm gonna bring us back up to where we were before. So you see, the Black Knights don't respawn either. They're non-respawning enemies. So I guess in a way they're essentially mini bosses. But they tend to guard certain areas of importance to the lore. But otherwise, we're going to head over this way. And this will become a much more important area later on, because this is where we access the DLC area of the game, over that way. But we are heading up to this tower. And for this fight, there's no point in having any armor on at all. So, and I'm going to put my grass crest shield on my back, two-handed. I'm going to get, oh, it's locked. No! Oh, damn, this is where the master key comes in useful. Okay, well, we dealt with the Black Knight, that's fine. I'm going to have to figure out where we get the key from, because I've normally played the game with a master key. So I'm gonna have to look up where to get the key to that tower from then, because I'm not entirely sure. But for now then, we can just put our leather armor on again. Yeah, that's actually quite annoying, because that was something I wanted to do. So we'll just put the heater shield back. That's actually quite frustrating, because I wanted to deal with that tower today. Oh well. With that then, I guess we can head up and start moving towards our next area of the game. Which, fortunately enough, is relatively close. I think. That's the best way to get there. I'm just trying to think the best way to get to where we want to go. I think I might head back through Firelink. Yes. Firelink's probably the best place to go. We're just going to run through here. Actually, my question, with this on, we're still fast rolling, aren't we? Yeah, we're still fast rolling, that's fine. I'm kind of lost with what I want to do now, because I know where I wanted to go. And now I can't go there. Yes. Excellent. Yeah, I know where I'm going. I know we'll go. We'll go this way. So we'll go not through Firelink, I don't think. Actually, no, I think it's best to go through Firelink. Yes, it's definitely better to go through Firelink. Okay. Just gonna run past these guys. There's no reason to deal with them now. They don't really give us enough souls to be anything worth it. And we'll head back down this way. Oof. Terrible memories of parkour from that place. So we're back in Firelink now. And we want to head back up this way through the Undead Berg, because the basement key that we got before, that's what's important right now. As you can see, we're much stronger than we were previously. We're actually killing these guys in one hit, so... This guy probably not. Oh no, yeah, we still killed him in one hit, that's fine. Deal with him. Deal with him. Deal with him. No drops from any of these, they're all Hollow Warrior armor. So let's see, that's probably light armor. Yeah, it's not that bad, but it weighs more than our current armor and is worse in pretty much every single way, so I think we'll leave that off. Poor rats. Never know, might drop some humanity. Rats drop humanity sometimes, so that can be useful. And we'll head back up here. For all familiar areas of the game. Deal with you. Deal with you. Deal with you. And you. Oh, you have an item. Let's see what you have. A battle axe. Ooh, that could be a nice strength weapon to try out. Let's have a look. Battle axe. Decent base damage. It's a hybrid weapon, but we can wield it. Let's have a look at this then. So this is quite nice, a battle axe. It's a bit of a swing on it, rather than a strike. So this will probably be doing like slice damage as opposed to strike damage. But these guys are pretty weak, so we'll have a little go and see how this weapon feels to us. Because that's something you should always try out, is see how a weapon feels to you. Actually feels quite nice. I might give this a go. It feels like it's got a bit more reach than the other weapon, which is nice. Stop being irresponsible, shall we? And deal with this guy. But I think we've explored a little bit of Darkroot, found a couple of bonfires, dealt with our first Black Knight, and I think here might be the best place to leave off this episode, and next episode we will head a bit further into the Undead Berg. So, I think we shall leave it off here. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.